So hello and welcome to this JavaScript tutorial, and I would like to show you how you can generate multiple different random numbers. And before we will start, I just want to say that I am not a professional with the JavaScript. I'm just learning, but I like to teach and I would like to share something with you. And usually I do tutorials in Adobe Animate with the JavaScript or the animations, and this is my first tutorial with HTML and JavaScript like so. So hopefully you have at least little knowledge. If not, maybe this is going to be too difficult for you, but yeah. So right now I have two files. One is index.html, one is app.js, and I am in the Visual Studio, but you can use whatever text editor that you want. And also the way that I'm going to generate these random numbers is maybe not the best way, but it's something that works. Maybe it's a little bit more complicated, but you will learn anyway something. So in the Visual Studio, in the HTML file, I can generate the basic HTML structure, starter template by using exclamation mark and tab, or you can just search it online, or hopefully you know this about HTML. And then I am going to connect my JavaScript, so I'm going to type script tag, and I am going to put a source of this app.js, and I'm going to save this, and I will go to the JavaScript file. Now in here I have my index opened, and first of all I am just going to console.log something to make sure that this works. So I'm going to just type console.log, and I'm going to console.log hello, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to refresh this, and we are going to get hello. So first of all, I would like to create an array, and that array is going to contain the numbers from 1 to 100. So I'm going to create an array. I will go with const nums 1 to 100. Or you can also go with let if you want, but the const is more common with arrays, so I will go with const nums 1 to 100, and it is going to be equal to empty array. Now I'm going to use a for loop to push the numbers to this array. So I'm going to type for let I is going to be equal to 0, I is going to be smaller or equal to 100, and actually I is not going to be equal to 0, but it's going to be equal to 1, and then I++. And in this tutorial I will not go to the details about the for loops. Maybe I can do different tutorials about different topics, but in this I just want to briefly, quickly talk about this. So right now what I can do is I can first of all start with console.logging the I, and in this tutorial we are just going to be console logging. We are not going to do nothing with the graphic, but yeah, maybe later I can do something with the graphic. And now if I'm going to refresh, I'm going to have console.logged all of the numbers from 1 to 100, because at the beginning I was 1. The condition is that while I is smaller or equal to 100, and every time that we are going to loop, we are going to increase I by 1. But I don't want to console.log it. I would like to push it to this array. So what I can do is I can type nums 1 to 100 dot push, and I'm going to push in there I. Alright, and now I will refresh. I will have to save, and I will refresh, and nothing is going to happen. So first of all, I'm going to console.log this array, and I'm going to console.log it in here. So I will type console.log, and we are going to console.log this nums 1 to 100, and I will save, and it is going to be an empty array. But if I'm going to do the same console.log after this for loop, and I will save this, we are going to have the array which is going to have numbers from 1 to 100. And push, basically what it does, probably you know, but it is going to put an element at the end of the array. So we are going to start with 1, and we will put it like so. Then we are going to have 2, and we are going to put it like so. Then 3, like so. And that's why we have this number from 1 to 100. If we want to have numbers from 100 to 1, what we can do is instead of push, use unshift, like so. and unshift is going to put an element to the beginning of the array. So first of all, it is going to put 1, then it is going to put 2, then 3, and so on. And if I refresh, we are going to have at the beginning, at the end 0, at the end 1, and at the beginning 100. But I don't want to do this way. I could, but I would like to go with push, like so. Now we are going to create a function, and in the function we are going to generate the random number from this one. And by the way, these are just numbers, and if you want, we can type push I dot to string, and in that case it would be string. But I don't want to do this way. I just wanted to very quickly show you. So now I'm going to create a function. So I will type function generate num parentheses curly parentheses, and right now we are going to generate the random number. So I'm going to type let random, or I can type let num index, like so, and it is going to be equal to math.floor math.random, and we are going to multiply this by 100, and this is going to give me a random number between 0 and 99. And if you don't know how to generate these random numbers, yeah, I'm not going to explain it in this tutorial. I might in others. And why we want to have the random number between 0 and 99 and not from 1 to 100? Basically, and for now I will comment out this function, even though I do not need to comment it out. But right now we have these nums 1 to 100, which has these numbers in there. And I will save this to get rid of this string. And if I want to access the number 1, the arrays are 0 based, so if I'm going to type nums 1 to 100 0, it is going to give me number 1. And if I'm going to type nums 1 to 100 index 99, it is going to give me the last one, which is 100. And if I would go with 100, it is going to give me undefined, because there is nothing in there, the same as if I do whatever number which is more than 100, like so. Yeah, so that's why we are going to generate a random number between 0 and 99, and I'm going to uncomment this function, like so. And now what I'm going to do is I can go ahead and console.log my array, which is nums 1 to 100, and of index of this random number num index, like so. And right now, if I'm going to refresh this, nothing is going to happen. And let me get rid of, comment out this console.log. So we are just going to have this hello, which I can actually get rid of. And we are just going to have this empty array, which we are console logging in here. And this function, we just declared the function, but we didn't call the function. So I'm going to type generate num and parentheses. That's how we are going to call the function. And now we are going to console.log some random number. And if I refresh this, we are going to have a random number, a different random number every time. Alright, so now I am console.logging this nums 1 to 100 and the index. And if the index is going to be 0, the number is going to be 1. If the index is going to be 99, the number is going to be 100, and so on. Hopefully makes sense. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable, which is going to be let my num. And my num is going to be equal to this. And I will just copy this. Or I can cut it. So my num is going to be equal to nums 1 to 100 of this num index, and then we are just going to console.log this my num, like so, and this is going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to create one more array, and in this new array we are going to have our generated numbers, and we are going to push the numbers in there. So I'm going to type const generated nums, and if I misspell anything in English, I'm sorry. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to have this empty array, and we are going to push this my num to that array. So I'm going to type that generated nums dot push, and we are going to push in there this my num like so. And now if I would console.log, and I can do this like so, I'm going to console.log at the beginning this generated nums like so. It is going to be an empty array. But if I'm going to do the same thing after I call the function like so, we are going to have the number in the array. But you need to console.log this after calling the function, because if you try to console.log this before calling the function, it is still going to be empty like so, and it is going to be here. So I will just cut it and I will put it in here like so. Now what I would like to do, I will actually get rid of these initial console.logs. I do not need them. And now if I want to call this function or generate multiple numbers, I can put this generate num function inside another function, and in that function we are going to use an for loop. So I'm going to type function multiple nums, for example, parentheses, curly parentheses, and in here I'm going to create a basic for loop. So for let i is going to be equal to 0, I is going to be smaller than 10, for example, then I plus plus. So this is going to run 10 times, and we are going to put this function generate num in there like so. And then we are going to call this function multiple nums. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in here like so. And right now if I refresh, we are going to generate 10 numbers, and we are going to have these numbers in here. But right now these numbers can repeat. Okay, we didn't do anything with the code, we're just going to prevent that. So I will just try to refresh it until I will get numbers which are going to be the same. So very quickly, I will probably have to skip this. Okay, and for example, right now, it took me a long time to generate it like so, but we have at the beginning 55, and we have also in here 55. But yeah, and now, for example, these multiple nums, I have put it to 10, but what I can do is put an parameter. So I'm going to type num times, for example, and in here instead of 10, I'm going to put num times. And then when I'm going to call this function multiple nums, I can choose a number in here. So for example, if I'm going to put a 5 in here and I'm going to refresh this, this is going to generate me 5 numbers. Because I'm going to call this function, this parameter is going to be put it in here, and then I is going to be smaller than 5. If I'm going to put 20 in here, then we are going to generate 20 numbers like so. Alright, now one thing, and that's this generated number, let num index, I have math.floor, math.random multiplied by 100. I don't want to multiply this by 100, actually I do, but I don't want to do it this way, but I want to do this dynamically. So my nums 1 to 100 has the length of 100, because it has 100 element from 1 to 100. Even though the index are from 0 to 99, but the length is 100. So instead of 100 in here, I'm going to type that nums 1 to 100 dot length like so, and it is going to be working the same way. Alright, so we are almost done, but there is one thing, and that's how can we actually generate these random numbers so they are never going to be the same. So to explain you this, I will have to for a second comment out all of this code because if I don't explain this, this may be a little bit confusing. Maybe this tutorial is already confusing, I don't know, but I would like to show you splice. very quickly. So I'm going to create an quick array const fruits is going to be equal to, and I'm going to put in here apple, I'm going to put in here orange, banana maybe, and kiwi. And now I'm going to console.log these fruits. So I'm going to type console.log fruits like so. And right now we are going to have console.log apple, orange, banana, kiwi. And what if I want to get rid of the orange, for example? Well, I can use splice, and I can type fruits dot splice, not slice. That's slice is something different. We want to fruits dot splice, and if we want to get rid of the orange, the apple has index 0, orange has index 1, so we are going to write that we want to start from index 1 and we want to delete one element. Alright, and now if I'm going to console.log the fruits after this, then we are going to get rid of the orange. Now, if I want to get rid of the banana, for example, I'm going to type that fruits.splice from number 2 and one element. And right now we are going to get rid of the banana. And if we wanted to get rid of the orange and banana at the same time, we can type that we want to start from index 1 and we want to delete 2 elements, like so. And right now we are going to have only apple and kiwi. Alright, I wanted very quickly show you this because right now I am going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is that in this function generate num, we are going to generate this index, and this index right now is not 100, but it's the nums 1 to 100 length, and this is going to be changing every time. Then we are putting this let my num to this array of this index, then we are console logging it, then we are pushing it, and then what I'm going to type is I'm going to type nums 1 to 100 dot splice, and we want to start, or we want to splice this num index. It's the number that we are going to generate, and we want to splice one element. Alright, like so. And now we are going to have it like so. But if I am going to right now console.log these initial numbers, so I will just copy it from here, Control C, and I'm going to paste it in here, Control V. You will see that my generated numbers are going to be in here, and there is going to be 20 of them, and the nums 1 to 100 right now are going to have 80 elements, and you can see that for example this number 3 we have generated it, so it is not in the nums 1 to 100. Also all of the numbers, for example this 55, if I'm going to go in here, the 55 is not going to be here. If I get rid of this splice, I'm going to comment it out. Then what is going to happen is that the initial array is going to still have 100 elements, and we are going to just generate 20 elements like so. But when I'm going to have this splice, what is going to happen is that if I will generate the number, then I will get the number away from the array, and the next time that we are going to be generating random number, we are going to have the length 1 less, but the number that we have already generated is no longer going to be in that array, so it's not possible to generate it twice. And right now I can go ahead and generate, I don't know, 80 numbers if I want. And it is going to generate me 80 numbers which are all going to be different. So yeah, this is it, but I will maybe put it to 5, because it's like you don't want to generate 80 numbers, but maybe you want to generate only 5 numbers or whatever. But yeah, this is it, this is all. Maybe this tutorial was too difficult, I don't know. I just wanted to do something maybe a little bit more complex, like so, and maybe right now I can create some tutorials which are less difficult, I don't know. But yeah, this is it, this is all, and maybe I will see you in some other tutorials. Thank you, goodbye.